started running. I think in these situations, when you hear a gunshot, everybody thinks, oh, I know, I'll run immediately, I'll get out of there. But when it actually happens, it's almost you don't believe that it happened, and it really takes a few seconds for the gravity of the situation to set in. That's what quite a few students told us. But then the running began. One thing that really gives you hope in something like this when the running happened is that a lot of students who ran away started coming back after helping their friends get out of there. A lot of students started coming back to help others get out of there. There were some elderly people or those who might be a little mobility challenged. Those students and other people would come to help each other get out of there. And that's where you got a little glimmer of hope that it didn't matter if the person they were coming back for was on the left side or the right side, conservative, liberal. That didn't matter. At that point, it was humanity to help somebody in need, to get them out to safety. That brings tears to your eyes when you start thinking about this, is that a lot of people ran back toward danger because at that moment you don't know if there were going to be more gunshots, you don't know if there were other shooters, you just don't know. But still you wanted to help people get out of there. So a lot of students were talking about that. And as far as going forward, I mean, we asked some of the students, would you feel safe coming back on campus again? And a lot of them said, well, yeah, we feel safe, you know, especially after hearing from Governor Cox yesterday that this was a targeted attack. This was a political assassination. It wasn't as if the shooter came on campus to cause harm to students or to anybody. This was politically motivated, and it was a targeted attack. Some students said even hearing that made them know that this wasn't like some of the other shootings that we heard on campuses across the country, that there was one target. Even still being there in the middle of some of this stuff, it does make you aware of your surroundings, no doubt about that. You start looking around when you're in a public place, you look at rooftops, and so yeah, going forward, we hope that things can change, but I think the students are strong and they are getting mental health help, and I think a lot of students who believe in what Charlie Kirk had to say, they're proud of seeing the Vice President showing the attention today by coming here to meet with the family. Ashley.
Yeah, an unsettling feeling the last 24 hours, but the one word that you just said that we all need to hold on to, right? Hope. No doubt we're going to feel that throughout our state, as we always do. Again, we did see, if you're just joining us, JD Vance, Vice President JD Vance, landing in Air Force 2 here in Salt Lake, not expected to leave the tarmac there. We did see some movement. We don't know exactly the details of what this visit will look like, but we do believe that he's here to meet with Charlie Kirk's family and to eventually help bring his body home to Arizona, our neighboring state. Again, we're going to continue to follow this. We do know of a press conference. We understand Department of Public Safety announcing that the FBI Director Patel, is en route to Orem. We'll, of course, carry that and give you all the latest information on the murder of Charlie Kirk.
Welcome to the future of Welcome to the future of press wires. EIN Press Wire. Our service is designed for people
and the crimes that turned them upside down. Lust, greed, and murder. City Confidential. Weeknights on the Nest.
AMP Sales and Marketing Solutions, putting your business right where it needs to be. More reach, more precision, real results. Tap, scan, amplify. Let's get you in front of the right people starting now. AMP Sales and Marketing Solutions. One partner, endless possibilities.
Do you suffer from chronic boredom? Do you experience dull moments or an uncontrollable urge to scroll aimlessly? Then it's time to check out Game Center. Game Center is the best place to exercise your brain. Put an end to fun deficiency with endless game options that will increase
He served in Iraq and Afghanistan after the attacks. Now he teaches high school.
It's one of those watershed moments in U.S. history. It must be taught. The patriotic side of it, the messy side of it. It's a great rallying moment for what we can achieve when we decide to work together.
Damascus, Virginia is the
I'll show you the ropes, kid. Show you the ropes.
Boom, baby.
I'll show you the ropes.
All the tires you need at prices you love. eBay, things people love.
Like during that conversation,
really nice, really gracious, and very supportive. And he was a nice guy.
Now he's holding on to the lessons he's learned.
Sort of amplify those views. I think he lived by what his beliefs were. I don't think I agreed with him on absolutely everything, but I really respect the way that that he was vocal about what he believed in.
Now, Kirk's 2019 visit here to Brown University drew a large crowd of people that were across the political spectrum. And coming up tonight at 6 o'clock, you'll hear from one of those key people who was instrumental in getting Charlie Kirk to this campus. But for now, live in Providence, Mike Cerullo, NBC 10 News.
Mike, thank you. Our coverage of Charlie Kirk's death continues at 5:30. How members of Congress and the U.S. Senate are paying tribute tonight and why they question their own safety.
Also breaking at 5, Rhode Island State Police say they responded to several bomb threats against local officials today. All email threats were found to be hoaxes. NBC 10 has learned Rhode Island Senate President Val Lawson and Senate Majority Leader Frank Chacon received threats.
There is more breaking news at 5 o'clock. Massachusetts State Police say they are on the scene, as you can see, in this video at UMass Boston investigating an unconfirmed report of a shooting here on the Boston campus. The school put out an alert to students and staff late this afternoon saying there is a public safety threat near Campus Center. Now, everyone is being asked to avoid the area. Again, this is a reported shooting, not confirmed. We'll monitor the situation and bring you more details as we get them. Also at 5, the bomb squad responding to this home in North Providence just about an hour ago for reports of a grenade inside. Crews cleaning out the home found the object. It is not active. The bomb squad is now removing that old grenade safely. Well, hard to believe, but about a month after a big repaving job, repairs are now being made once again on the Mount Hope Bridge. The Rhode Island Turnpike and Bridge Authority tells us the repairs were on a few square yards. It's where the new surface settled into the bridge deck. The agency says bridges are always under constant maintenance.
Dartmouth and Fall River police worked together to arrest this man on drug trafficking charges. He's 31-year-old Dedrick Rhodes of Fall River. Officers got a search warrant for his apartment, and there they allegedly found fentanyl, cocaine, drug paraphernalia, and cash. Rhodes will have a hearing in Fall River District Court.
One person hurt in a stabbing in Providence overnight and no arrest as of 5 o'clock. Officers rushing to Portland Street just after midnight where a man showed them a cut on his arm. He told them he was stabbed on Broad Street by a woman who took off in a car.
And now at 5, found covered in fentanyl. East Greenwich police say a man accused of driving under the influence and barreling through a local business is now in custody. We first brought you this story as breaking news on the night.
YWCA has been in Titusville for over
would lambast them for.
Institution from a minor.
And my knowledge of him is something that I regret. I wish I'd never met him in the first place.
At Prime Minister's questions this week,
Welcome to the future of press wires. EIN Press Wire. Our service is designed for people just like you, someone with news to share. Watch your news head out on EIN Press Wires and our World Media Directory. EIN Press.
Feared it would be next. But the heroic passengers aboard
of the medical examiner's office in Taylorsville, where we're told Kirk's body is being held.
Kate, talk to us about what happens after an incident like this.
Yeah, Matt and Alyssa, so immediately after the shooting, Charlie Kirk was taken to Timpanogos Regional Hospital, where he was later pronounced dead. Then last night, he was brought here to the state medical officers state medical office here in Taylorsville. Now, this is because under Utah law, in homicide cases, the body must be brought to the medical examiner's office for an autopsy to determine the official cause of death. And unless there's a court order to keep the body, it needs to be released for funeral preparations within 24 hours of arrival. Now, typically the person's family or the funeral home is responsible for picking the body up and transporting it, but as we've heard, it's going to be taken back on Air Force 2 to Phoenix. Now, the Utah Department of Public Safety Commissioner Bo Mason says he's been in touch with Kirk's wife, Erica.
He was transported to a local hospital where he later passed.
Last night, his body was moved to the state office of the medical examiner. We will continue to facilitate movements to get him home today and with his family.
Okay, so again, Kirk is going to be taken to Arizona on Air Force 2. His family lives in Scottsdale, and the headquarters for Turning Point USA is located in Phoenix. Now, we're going to be here at the medical examiner offices throughout the day to bring you coverage of Kirk's departure. Live in Taylorsville, Cade Garner, back to you.
We were able to track the movements of the shooter. Starting at 11:52 a.m., the subject arrived on campus, shortly away from campus. We have tracked his movements onto the campus, through the stairwells, up to the roof, across the roof to a shooting location. After the shooting, we were able to track his movements as he moved to the other side of the building, jumped off of the building, and fled off of the campus and into a neighborhood. Our investigators have worked through those neighborhoods, contacting anybody they can with doorbell cameras, witnesses, and have thoroughly worked through those communities, trying to identify any leads. We do have good video footage of this individual. We are not going to release that at this time. We are working through some technologies and some ways to identify this individual. If we are unsuccessful, we will reach out to you as the media, and we will push that publicly to help us identify them. But we are confident in our abilities right now, and we would like to move forward in a manner that keeps everyone safe and moves this process appropriately.
Colleen leaving a classroom. She's walking.
If you've ever used a tarp to cover something that's not perfectly rectangular, which is most things, like say maybe a boat, you've very likely encountered that thing that happens when the grommets are not.
Welcome to the future of press wires. EIN Press Wire. Our service is designed for people just like you, someone with news to share. Watch your news head out on EIN Press Wires and our World Media Directory. EIN Press Wire, everyone's internet news press wire. Get started today. Welcome to the future of press wires. EIN Press Wire. Our service is designed.
If they're not coming to us, because she's going to curse.
Go get her then.
Take it away! People do not deserve to die. People do not deserve to die because of a gun, because you want to have a gun. A gun? You'd rather have a gun than all of these lives? Do you see all these people? They have whole entire lives. Do you want me to hold this or talk? Because I'm so serious. I'm so very serious. My name is CJ Breaker Archicavens. I'm from Janesville, Wisconsin. I'm not even from here. You're telling me I drove 20 hours to come here and be scared? I drove 20 hours to somewhere that I thought was an awesome city. I drove 20 hours to somewhere that I thought was great. To be scared for all these people I don't know.
Did you get the update?
The update that we're good and that there was nobody here? Yeah, that makes it worse, honestly. I'm sitting here hiding and shaking. Over nothing. Get these people out. No, I'm not here on a political agenda. I don't know who's here. I literally just moved here. I'm not Democratic. I'm not Republican. I'm human. I'm human and I care about lives. I care about us being safe. I don't know what this man is yelling about. I don't know what we're on about. This isn't political. This is a lifetime.
Michelle Wu gotta go.
Gotta get the message out there. Everybody's got a message, right?
Of course. I'll go anywhere for you. Yeah. I think this is good.
So what was it? I can hold on to it. I mean, what happened? What did you want to say?
My name is CJ Breaker Archicavens. I'm from Janesville, Wisconsin. I'm about 20 hours away from here. I was sitting in my jazz band. I was playing my saxophone, and we got the notification, and I knew that we're going to be in lockdown. I'm tired of sitting here and being in lockdowns when we're supposed to be learning. We're paying to be here, and I'm paying to be scared. I'm paying to be
tell you something
fearing
about
my
me.
life.
I don't do well with people putting their fucking hands on me.
I don't do
well
with people yelling
You don't
right in
have
my
to touch
fucking
me to
face
fucking
in my
talk
ear.
to me.
So go fuck off,
You go fuck off, you white trash.
No matter what the issue is, this is the issue. We're here right now scared and we're out of a school shooting or a potential school shooting, and regardless of our politics, we're sitting here fighting. We're fighting.
Gotta go.
Does he know that me and 13 other kids were just sitting in a room on the 3rd floor of the University Hall, scared that we were going to be shot? We were scared that we were going to die. 13 of us sitting in a room. We were alone.
Free Palestine. Yeah, free Palestine.
End the war, yeah. End all of it. But keep your kids safe.
Free Palestine.
Yeah, there you go. Yeah. Look at you. Yeah. Look at you. Look at you.
Sorry.
So you know anything? I know us. What channel is this? 7?
Duncan.
Duncan. Where you going?
different people of so many different political persuasions is an affliction of America. And coming together is what we ought to be doing.
Health Secretary Robert F. Kennedy Jr., while posting about Kirk's death, seemed to reference his own father, who was a victim of a political assassination, writing in part, "Once again, a bullet has silenced the most eloquent truth-teller of an era." Reporting in Washington, I'm Matt Gelka.
Massachusetts Congressman Seth Moulton is also weighing in tonight. He says political violence needs to stop and places some blame on President Trump.
It's shocking to me that so many Republicans are not doing that, not following the lead of Speaker Johnson. But
obviously told to get away from these buildings. So it does seem like it's calmed down a little bit, which is a good thing. Hopefully, this is the end of it, but you can see SWAT was looking around the second residence hall, and they did have students that they brought out from that residence hall with their arms up, and this is that residence hall you're looking at now.
Comcast Business Advanced Networking and Security Solutions help turn businesses into seamlessly restocking, frictionless paying, quickly customizing, patient scanning, modern businesses.
Copy, Ryan.
Comcast Business.
For many.
Do they have any explanation as to why things are stuck in different spots?
MBTA posted on its website that the reason for the delays was due to a downed wire right here at the Canton Junction commuter rail train station. And this caused impacts through Pawtucket.
Welcome to the future of press wires. EIN Press Wire. Our service is designed for people just like you, someone with news to share. Welcome to the future of press wires. EIN Press Wire. Our service is designed for people just like you.
I'm Lisa Fletcher for Spotlight on America. Here in our nation's capital, we've tracked 2 violent attacks on paramedics in just a minute. Also following breaking news in North Providence right now, where several police are set up outside of a home that's being roped off with yellow caution tape. NBC 10's John Perrick is live outside of that area for us. John, what can you tell us? How close are you able to get to the scene?
Well, we're not too far from the home right now. You can see behind me right now, actually, crews are leaving. They just took off some caution tape. The home that they were looking at, it was that tan building just over my shoulder here.
Yeah.
Family in Everett is dealing with the same situation. They say ICE agents forced their loved one to pull over while driving to work as a painter.
We suffer the consequences of this, and it's very
Big news here from the New York Stock Exchange on Wall Street. We at Picasso have reserved our ticker symbol, which is super.
Palms for being here, for serving their country and providing some much needed security. As a matter of fact, I just heard from a couple of law enforcement officers, basically, thank you. Thank you to the president for sending in the DOD officials, for sending in the soldiers and Marines, because unfortunately a lot of these federal buildings were under very serious threat. I heard about a lot of that during my tour here today, and the reason I'm here is I just wanted to hear from the law enforcement officials themselves, the state officials, the local officials, but also the federal officials, what's actually going on here on the ground. And I think there's some good news, and the good news is the rioting.
Can do math at a grade level. 35% of seniors can actually do reading at a grade level. That is a national emergency. Can we not get together on that in addition to immigration? And nobody wants to talk about it because they just want to talk about the problems that led to this moment. There are a lot of stops along the way and on this road to Charlie Kirk getting murdered. Okay?
What was Charlie Kirk talking about young people was the importance of raising a family. And you look at the stats of that survey of Kamala Harris voters of women.
They don't want it.
They don't want kids. They do, and it's like, well, that's how a country dies. That's not a patriarchal view. That is a realistic view.
And also because that means that they have a very dim view of the future.
Yes.
So where's the hope and change, right?
Yes,
Where's the Obama?
brainwashed.
So I was thinking, and just I know we have to go. Who is the Charlie Kirk of the left? Because the young people on the left can't stand their elderly leadership. Right. They don't want any of them. They're threatening to primary them. You have people like Jerry Nadler deciding not to run again. Chuck Schumer could have a tough primary. He might be able to pull it out, but the younger people are having a revolt. But there isn't a Charlie Kirk on the left that's saying, let's talk about the ideas. Their Charlie Kirk on the left, I think, is Zohran Mamdani. Yes, yep. He's the one that's on TikTok. He's got all the energy. He's talking about free tickets to the World Cup, and they're buying it, and that's certainly dangerous.
Yes.
We need to get Harold on TikTok.
All right, get Harold on TikTok. All right,
Hmm.
up next, America remembers 24 years since the 9/11 terror attacks.
Okay, why Lucas should have a phone. 1, you can always get in touch with me. 2, think of all the new photos I can send you.
Get to the money.
Plus, with Spectrum Internet, we get 1 unlimited mobile line included for a year. I even used the Spectrum Savings Calculator, and you know what it said? Savings.
That was actually pretty good.
He's impressive.
Internet customers get 1 mobile line included for 1 year. From Spectrum.
You're invited to experience the grandeur of Downton Abbey in this highly anticipated final chapter of the beloved saga. And Viking is a proud partner once again. You too can enjoy the majesty of Highclere Castle, the set of Downton Abbey, plus many other remarkable places with Viking's privileged access. Downton Abbey, the grand finale, only in theaters September 12. Viking, exploring the world in comfort.
Want to know more about you?
You've got more ways than ever to reach your customers, or more ways to miss them.
Charlie Kirk, where the investigation stands, plus a local business owner counting her blessings tonight.
Do you know how many transgender Americans have been mass shooters over the last 10 years?
Today, we're taking a closer look at the Aximagic F2 A Mini PC, designed to deliver
Good, how are you? Good. And you. Sure.
So we're still trying to get details of exactly what happened. But basically, he told me that there's about 1,500 people gathered together at that event, and when this all went down. And so again, we're still trying to find out about safety, and also the F&I, so what they're going to be looking at. So hoping that the press conference is getting away. But again, we have not seen the governor pull up. We have not seen F&I.
It's really hard to radicalize Republicans.
Live there at Air Force One in New York. This is part of a day-long tribute to those whose lives were lost and those who tried to save others on that fateful day in 2001. Correspondent Nate Foy is at Yankee Stadium in the Bronx tonight.
Let us never forget our loved ones who have passed 24 years ago, the first responders and those who served our country.
24 years after one of the darkest days in our country's history.
It's here more difficult because 2 of our 3 children are getting married. And you can't walk your princess down the aisle. You are missed every day.
The names of the nearly 3,000 fallen echoed across Ground Zero, a place where tragedy met heroism.
It didn't matter what ethnic origin, religion, political affiliation, or socioeconomic status you were. We were all united in grief and love.
In Shanksville, Pennsylvania, the families of the 40 killed on United Flight 93 visited the crash site.
Each and every time we gather wishing to learn more about ourselves, be with our families as they continue to mourn even after many years.
President Donald Trump and the First Lady marked the 184 killed at the Pentagon.
On that fateful day, savage monsters attacked the very symbols of our civilization. Americans did not hesitate. They stood on their feet and they showed the world that we will never yield, we will never bend, we will never give up, and our great American flag will never, ever fail.
President Trump later flew to New York, where he'll attend the Yankees game tonight, just 10 miles from where the Twin Towers once stood, marked by 2 beams of light until dawn tomorrow.
And there will be pregame ceremonies tonight honoring the victims and heroes of 9/11. And of course, Yankee Stadium has significance on this day. It was about a month and a half after the attacks that former President George W. Bush threw one of the most iconic first pitches ever before Game 3 of the World Series, a fastball right down the middle. First pitch tonight is at 7:05. Brett?
That was quite a pitch. Nate Foy, outside Yankee Stadium. Nate, thanks. Stocks soared to record closes today after mixed economic data fueled expectations for a Federal Reserve interest rate cut. The Dow jumping 617 today. The S&P 500 finished ahead 55. The Nasdaq rose 157. Up next, Qatar's prime minister says Israel has killed any hope of getting its remaining hostages back from Hamas. We'll have a live report. And then we talk with Poland's deputy prime minister, he's also the foreign minister, about Russian drones.
$120 for what? Gonna need some coffee. Uh-oh. Who authorized this? Did we pay this twice?
Express the horror and grief.
Well, hello.
So many Americans.
Did Ram just auto-code all the invoices? All the receipts are...
Assassination of Charlie Kirk have felt. Charlie was a giant of his generation, a champion of liberty, and an inspiration to millions and millions of people. Our prayers are with his wonderful wife, Eric, and his beautiful children. Fantastic people they are. We miss him greatly, yet I have no doubt that Charlie's voice and the courage he put into the hearts of countless people, especially young people, will live on. I'm pleased to announce that I will soon be awarding Charlie Kirk posthumously the Presidential Medal of Freedom. The date of the ceremony will be announced, and I can only guarantee you one thing, that we will have a very big crowd. Very, very big.
With shifting gears, what do you hope that they do with the upcoming season?
Well, we're having an amazing time. I'm very excited for everyone to see it because it feels very iconic. It's comedy. They're writing for these characters and these actors so well. I'm not even kidding. Like, every day I'm like, how is this good? Like, every actor is so good in these roles, and they are writing. It is like we're doubled over laughing like can't breathe. Like Tim and I are doubled over. Kat and I, they spent so many years together.
Oh, I love hearing that.
Yeah.
There it is! New in the Night team, and only on 10, a fiery fall. An 18-year-old jumps into a North Smithfield reservoir on fire. Police tell NBC 10 the man says that he did this for social media.
Incredible. And now he's recovering from serious burns. The Night team's John Perrick is live in studio with the stunning details. John?
Patrice and Dan, locals will tell you that kids jump into the reservoir all the time off high structures. It's not safe, but they do it. But what happened in this case is something you have to see to believe.
There it is!
That's crazy. I've never seen anything like that.
Dramatic video shows the moment an 18-year-old jumps into the water after authorities say he lit himself on fire.
It looks unreal. It doesn't even, it looks like, you almost want to say if it's AI.
The wild scene unfolded right here Saturday afternoon at the Slatersville Reservoir off Route 102 in North Smithfield.
The ambulance was here, the fire trucks were here for a long time. I would say hours, probably.
Watch the video again. The teen, engulfed in flames, jumps downward off an old railroad trestle some 20-plus feet before plunging into the water. The fire chief says the teenager did all of this for a social media TikTok challenge.
TikTok's a dangerous world. You know, kids are doing things for clicks these days.
The chief said the teen doused himself in gasoline here by this boat launch and then took the path down here to get to the trestle. That's private property. The terrain here is tough to get through for anyone, including first responders.
It's not safe. That's why there's signs that say don't jump off the trestle.
As for the teenager, authorities say he did survive, but was rushed to the hospital with second and third degree burns to his back.
As a kid, you know, you do things for fun, but I think they're starting to cross the line, quite frankly.
Greg LaFontaine owns the Island Fly Fishing Club just feet away from where the kid jumped.
I'm just glad they're okay.
Not worth it if you ask me.
We're still working to learn the name of that teenager and whether he's from the area. Police said a 16-year-old boy was also involved, but he wasn't hurt. I'm live in studio tonight. John Perrick, NBC 10 News, Night Team.
Let's talk about renovation waste. Make less of it. Single-use drywall or stick-built walls. Used to temporarily contain construction, but after just one project, it finds its permanent home in the landfill. That's bad. Stark walls, on the other hand, can be used and reused tons and tons of times, which, ironically, is also how we measure the amount of drywall we save from landfills. 5 tons to be exact, after a typical 5-phase project. So do good for your business and the planet with Stark.
I'm Matt Gelke in Washington, where lawmakers continue to react to the shooting death of conservative activist Charlie Kirk and also question their own safety going forward. Speaking at a 9/11 remembrance event at the Pentagon, the president started by addressing the shooting death of political activist Charlie Kirk.
I'm pleased to announce that I will soon be awarding Charlie Kirk posthumously the Presidential Medal of Freedom.
Kirk, whose conservative Turning Point USA organization has helped Republicans connect with young people, was close with a number of GOP members on Capitol Hill and in the White House.
People simply disagreed with him, not because he made laws, because they didn't agree with his point of view. And that was enough to assassinate him, regardless if you're Republican or Democrat, because both sides have added to the temperature of the political environment. It's time to reset and say, okay, guys, there's a better way to do this.
The rise in political violence has led members of Congress to question their own safety. House Speaker Mike Johnson says they're reviewing all of their options.
We've got to protect people who run for public office, or no one will. And that's heavy on our hearts and minds as we also, work through the trauma of what happened.
Vice President JD Vance posted a very personal message on X about his history and friendship with Kirk, before ending with, "You ran a good race, my friend. We've got it from here." Vance and his wife flew to Utah to visit with Kirk's family Thursday. The president blamed rhetoric from the left for what happened to Kirk, but the condemnation of his murder has been bipartisan.
This is a time that all Americans should come together and feel and mourn what happened. Violence, which affects so many different people of so many different political persuasions, is an affliction of America. And coming together is what we ought to be doing.
Health Secretary Robert F. Kennedy Jr., while posting about Kirk's death, seemed to reference his own father, who was a victim of a political assassination, writing in part, "Once again, a bullet has silenced the most eloquent truth teller of an era." Reporting in Washington, I'm Matt Gelke.
Since you're a new mom and she's a new baby, it's good to know each Milacon bottle supplies 4 times more doses than gripe water. It can turn even a newbie into an expert. Moms who know Milacon.